silly. And so this segment is men and relationships and dog houses. And some man caves, I guess, man caves. So they're going to be sharing with other men what you need to do when your wife, your significant other, want to put you out or give you the silent treatment. What you need to do. I have a gentleman, Sean. He about to get all the men put out, but I'm just going. But without further ado, you guys, I just come on to introduce the show, and then I turn it over into the hands of the men. And please ask questions, make comments, and without further ado, here we go. Come on, gentlemen.
All right. Got a place to stay in case it gets nasty. Devin said we're going to his crib.
Go into the basement.
Come on. I had one of those. I had one of those basements like you call man cave.
So yeah, talk to him about the man cave.
Oh, we on?
Yeah,
we live. We doing it. I had one of those.
What happened?
Well, one time I went down there and I seen a pair of drawers. Then I seen a bra. Then I seen some stockings over here. So what was once a man cave turned out to be a poodle's den. And I didn't even I wasn't even in the doghouse. It just took over, man. You know how it is. Now, come on. Some of y'all young enough to remember.
Put you out of the doghouse.
Man, I wasn't even in the doghouse. She took my man cave. She took my space. I didn't put the TV, the couch, the wraparound, the ottoman. I had all of that down there. And then one by one. Now, Now let's be real.
Yeah.
Before you got married, and you had your crib, remember how you had a significant other, and you was going in the bathroom, and everything was all yours. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing female products. You started seeing other stuff in there that like, what the hell was it? And next thing you know, it was this, and then it was a shirt, then it was a jacket, then it was a pair of heels, then it was something else, and all of a sudden you knew what was going on. And that's what happened down in my man cave. I knew once that stuff started to happen. And so I had to give it up little by little. I started getting visitors from the upstairs. Upstairs, coming downstairs. This is supposed to have been my domain. This is man for all that I foresee. No.
You know what, though? Let me say this. Like, my wife don't even come down in my man cave no more, really, for real. She go down there in the morning to go for a walk on the treadmill in the gym, and that's it.
Oh, well, you got it.
I can't even get her down there.
I ain't there yet.
Listen, you don't have to make the rest of us jealous like that.
I ain't there
It's not
yet.
just supposed to be a safe space. And
Yeah, it is.
I got the kids usually in the basement. Wife, she comes down every now and then, but usually it's for the kids. So man cave, family cave, like it's like
They renamed it?
No, no solution to that. I can't kick the kids out if I wanted to.
Gotcha.
But I do get down there, when I'm having some tension. Then I gotta put the kids out. That's different. That's different.
Outstanding. I had to put a lock on my door.
So when you get attention, they actually just get on up out of there. They see it coming.
Like if the tension is high, I'm like I need this room.
Oh, okay.
I need it.
Okay.
Oh, so you got authority somewhere.
A little bit, not much.
Yeah.
I live by myself, so I can't really answer this one, you guys. I'm gonna have to pass.
Okay.
My whole house is my whole
I
house.
picked you up from somewhere, right?
My house.
Yeah, but give it time.
Sure. We talking about right now, right?
Yeah, give it time.
I'm speaking on today,
Okay.
February 2nd.
All right.
It's all mine.
All right. Any
Tomorrow
other
may
comments?
change. I don't know.
Sean don't have those problems. Go ahead, Sean.
Come on,
what
Sean.
problems don't I have?
Wow.
Oh, see, that's what I was saying before this all started. I don't know how confident y'all is in y'all, or how secure y'all relationships is, but listen, sometimes the man cave ain't enough. You got to just leave the whole house and go do your own thing. don't check in. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Wait, John.
It sounded a little
contract
risky.
Still good that we can still move
Yeah,
in.
yeah. It sounded a little risky,
Hey,
but
Sean.
that's how you turn the table. They think all they gonna do is get mad and go in that man cave. I'm telling you, after a good argument and they down there on the couch, go upstairs, put on your best clothes, the good cologne,
Oh, the good stuff.
the piece of jewelry that you don't normally wear. And by the time you get to the bottom of the stairs and they say, where you going? All you say is out. And then you cool. Now, I don't know I can't speak for what she going to do when
we
you
got
get home.
contracts. We good.
But you know what I'm saying?
We good.
Sometimes the man cave just ain't enough. It's too accessible. Sometimes you got to take it further. I'm going out. But proceed at your own risk. Don't call me and say, well, Sean, you told me. Now she done locked the door and all. No. You gotta know your wife and how far you can take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Any other comments? Any other comments?
I thought we can. Hold on. I thought we can come to your man cave.
Well, yeah, that's the see. Now that was supposed to be confidential.
Oh.
When you show up to my house in your nice clothes, you know, and all that, and I'm gonna say, okay, he here to come in the garage.
Oh,
you know
okay.
that's supposed to be the hideout for
that's
you.
the hideout?
You know what I'm saying? When you
Okay,
say you going out,
We
you
didn't
know.
read the
This is
small
live.
print.
Yeah.
Y'all telling where y'all
Listen,
going.
edit that out. Edit that out. We gonna
Well,
edit.
see, if you in the doghouse, they're not supposed to really care. How about that?
I'm learning, so.
We don't have to come to your door.
You don't, but if you just had nowhere to go and you know you wanted to make a point, you come to my place. You know, you go in the garage, smoke a cigar, whatever. You know, but the thing is though, why do men have dog houses but women don't have nothing like that? Why when we mess up we got to go in the dog
Man,
house?
it got real
Yeah,
quiet up in
Yeah.
here. It got
Well,
real.
there's one woman here that can. No, she don't want. She ain't got no answer. For
No
that.
account.
Yeah,
The
but that
accountability.
goes what we was talking about the first time we met about the sacrifices and the things that husbands have to endure. And that's why I said like the pressure of being a husband is at an all-time high because the situation is so different on our end. And not to say nobody complaining or whining about it.
True.
But it's just man, sometimes that stuff bear on you, man, and you just get to thinking like, man, I don't need this and all this and that. But it's just crazy. I don't know if the world has set it up that way or is it just culturally. But I go back to what I was saying at one time. It seemed like, say, if a man messes up or does something to his wife, everybody is telling the woman, baby, you deserve better than that. You should leave, da-da-da. When the woman mess up, I have never heard nobody tell a man, you better than that. Usually it's 9 times out of 10 is, well, that's your wife. You signed up for better or worse.
Yeah, they give
and
you
all
that.
this and that. And it's like, it seemed like we got to endure way more. And I don't know if it's because we made to be able to endure more. But, man, it'd be unfair a lot of
sometimes
times,
it do
man.
be.
Question to you on that: have you ever had a homie or a partner that was going through something? You don't have to be, it could be real or fake or whatever like that. What advice did you give them?
In what situation?
You said when
Oh,
the
if they
women,
had-
that the woman
Nah,
messed
listen,
up and
what's
they came,
crazy-
they came to the garage to vent or talk about it.
I
What-
used to
what
be
advice?
I used to be a super advocate for marriage, and I still am. But my approach is different now. Before I used to tell people, "Hey man, find you a good woman, get married. It's a beautiful thing." Now when people ask, I say, "Listen, you better make sure this is what you really want to do." Because I tell you, it's probably the most beautiful thing you could do in your life, but it's also the hardest thing. You're going to have to make the hardest sacrifices. It's going to come with a lot of sleepless nights. And that don't mean that she's not the person for you.
Right.
It's just, man, when you bring two people from two different walks of life, two different lineages, two different families, two different mindsets, it's no way that's just going to go smooth the whole way. And honestly, I don't know. I know a lot of married people. And men-wise, a lot of us just be broke down, tired. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know too many that's just jumping for joy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to be taken wrong. But this thing, to be a husband and be a good husband, a faithful
Yes,
husband,
to be a faithful
a good man for the house, it's really tough. You know what I'm saying? Because
really tough.
once you think you got this area down packed, Then there's 5 other areas. Like, well, hold on, you probably could be a good provider, but was you there for emotionally this month, or was you a good father to your kid when he got in trouble? It's like you on go 24. It's always a task.
Yeah, and I agree with that. It's like you say, that one thing you think you got it down. All right, we good. We going down this right path, and then you have to figure something else out, and then you have to jump to something else, and then you have to understand that there's always something that you have to work at, especially when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Because as men, we have this approach as the protector, the provider.
Correct.
But then you have to take everything that they have inside of them, which they birth children, which they are the nurturers. So you have to understand, like, man, okay, I may be putting too much over here, so I need to get back here.
Yes.
Or I may have to take from here and I need to put back here. But in my mind, I'm just like, well, I got to do this. I need to figure this out. So it just becomes that battle of trying to understand, like, okay, I need to balance. And to balance means to look out for what it is that she needs and then take care of everything else after that. So.
See, one of the things that I'm finding out as well, we as men, we are bringing some deficiencies to the plate already. And so when you're trying to be the provider, you're trying to be a loving husband, you're trying to be a father, you're trying to be certain things, with everybody saying that, you have a certain, how would you say, image. You have a certain platform that you're supposed to be standing on where you can take these juggles and not miss a beat. And a lot of times, as you say, you can be strong in one area, and then this whole, like a tripod with one leg shorter than it just ain't going to stand right. And so you get to a point in which, man, I can't balance this and still hold the eggs. Something's going to collapse up in here. And then guess what we do? Put on that facade. What's wrong? Nothing. I got this.
That's what I call a checkout. You
Yeah,
just
I
check
got
out.
this.
Like,
I
you know
got
what?
this.
I'm gonna drop all the balls today. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just don't care.
Right.
It just but like you said, and I think another big thing is realizing that you can't win in every aspect all the time.
win 'em all.
I may have to lose over here to make sure that we financially. I may not be able to spend as much time with my wife this week because we got these goals over here, or I may not be able to be there emotionally for her because I'm trying to make sure I got enough sleep to do what I got. So you gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere you just can't be on top of everything. You know, and that's just when you realize that, and you just gotta pick your losses. You know, and just really just pick certain things. Sometimes you gotta have a conversation to let them know, hey, this week I won't be able to make this happen.
Right.
Because I gotta. So that way, you know, they not looking for you to be everything that week. And then in hindsight, they may even pick up over here because they knew ahead of time. But a lot of time we don't like having that conversation because as man, we supposed to just handle this and handle that. And
So it sounds like just a lot of with balance. Sound like a lot of communication.
Yeah.
Communication, and that's balance and everything, word like that. But that comes from healthy communication.
Yeah, healthy communication is priority. But a lot of times when a dilemma comes or a situation or issue comes, me personally, I don't know what the hell to do. And so until I figure it out, I'm contemplating. I don't want to say this, and I know that sounds like the correct thing to say, but man, I ain't there to say that. And so I end up being quiet. I end up, as my wife tells me, it's all over my face. Well, doggone, not only this over my face, but you understand, I'm still dealing with some stuff, 3 or 4 months ago, 3 years ago, some things that as men, we wasn't taught on how to handle. As long as I got the paycheck, as long as I got the food, as long as I was loyal, as long as this, you're a good husband. But when that emotion come on, the thing that I can't deal with, what do I do when I'm in thought? When I'm in processing? But yet still there's a solution that needs to be had right then and there.
put on your best outfit,
Come to your house.
your best cologne, a piece of jewelry that you don't normally wear, and just tell them you're going out. You might even just go sit in the parking lot for a minute. They ain't gotta know that, but I mean, I think nowadays. See, my thing is when you a good man, especially when you a good husband, your wife know where you vulnerable at. So when they feel like they just got you, and this is just my analogy, I could be wrong. When they feel like they just got you, then you become predictable. So my thing is like, I don't want to feel like I got, or you just think he'd be cool after this or that, and I might be, but I'm going, and I don't. I'm one of those people. I'm like you. I just get quiet, and sometimes some people. I know my wife, and she might be mad at me say this, but when I'm like that, she don't do anything to make it better. It's, well, what you got an attitude for? You walking around here, and my thing is, if you know I got an attitude, how is that helping? Or if you know I'm upset or frustrated. So that's why instead of me adding to what I know is about to happen, because then it's a blow up, I'm going to put on my best clothes,
There it is.
the cologne, and I'm going to just go find something to do.
How many times a week you do this?
Well,
I just got the way you talking about it too confidently. I just need to
nah.
know.
Hey, listen, I haven't had to do it, but I do not mind. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, you gotta answer like you gotta come home.
Yeah, because I just know a lot of I know a lot of husbands and a lot of men that's willing to just take a lot on the chin for the greater good.
Yes.
But sometimes it be like, man, I ain't doing that today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to say a fight back, but sometimes that could be standing up for yourself in a situation. Like, I'm not just about to lay up here looking stupid. Like, no, I'm going to go and have me a good time. If you want to be irritated, then you stay here.
I got you.
And I'm going to go, but everybody got to find what works for them. Me, I don't really get out a whole lot. So if it's like that and I already had a long day, I'm just not going to continue. I'm going to just go find me something to do, smoke me a cigar, have me a drink, and I could just calm down. And when I come back, then maybe I'll be willing to sit and have a conversation. But I'm just big on not just making conversation and points off impulse.
Yes.
I'd rather step away.
Yes.
And walk with my nice clothes on and all that, and think about it that way. And then when I come back, I could come back with a game plan on the argument. Now I ain't just going in blindsided. You know what I'm saying?
I think.
Here's a question to those of you who are single. As you're listening to the married men, are you eager to get married now?
I don't know if I'm the only one single married in here, so I answer it. You said, am I eager?
If you're not married, right? Even if you're in a relationship, if you're not married, listening to some of the challenges in marriages, are you eager to get married? Are you like, yes, I still am ready to?
Oh yeah, I still get married. That don't discourage me. I think to whom much is given is whom much is required. You're gonna have challenges and adversity with everything in life. It's just something that you got to walk through. So hearing it is like, I appreciate the wisdom and whatnot. I got a bunch of nice clothes. I'm gonna come to. I'm not saying I'm not gonna come to Shine. I'm not saying where I'm going on today's podcast. But no, I think you gotta take the good and the bad with everything, and just leave it as that. That's what balance is to me. So
I got one question directed to that single person, but go ahead.
So I'm currently not married. I'm in a relationship. And hearing this, of course, I would get married. I have been married before, but the understanding for me is to, again, balance out everything that I need to balance out and understand that those emotions are going to come. How do I prep for them? Or how do I put myself into a position not to be in the doghouse always, to try to assist myself when I know if it's that time or if it's that moment to take that step back, or to think about it before it happens, because I know it's coming at some point, because we are human. We're going to have those moments where it's like drag out, knock down. Like you said something to me, I say something to you. When I get in that mode personally, I put in my headphones, I listen to Christian music, and I just go. Sing at the top of my lungs and then just let it go. And then I try to come back to it and try to figure it out at that moment. But like you said, I'm not going into it at that moment because tensions can be high and those issues can be dragged out for a long time. So
True that. Getting back to that one question, I'd like to address that because a lot of people if you really, really look at your situation and you said, knowing this information, would I get married? Knowing what these young men has just spoken. And I'm saying to you, other than the consummation of marriage with your Heavenly Father, you're pretty much already married if you dating somebody. What I would like for you, the ones that are out there who are seeing someone and not quite married, bring somebody else in that house. Let somebody drive your car. You say you ain't married to them, but let your fiance, partner, or who you thinking about see you with somebody. Go over in the corner and do a slow dance and get real close and tell me whether you married or not. See, I don't want you to get it misconstrued about, the doghouse and everything. It's just that when someone that you love gets in the spot with you, sometimes it's not always 100%, sweet Polly, purebred and underdog. Sometimes there's going to be complications just because we are different. So a lot of times we put it on married people or we put on them. But I challenge you. If you are not married, but you're seeing someone, let another person be in that house when your visitor comes by. Did I shut it down? Anybody saying? I mean, this is the realness of it, because we have to really understand the reason why we get in dog houses, the reason why certain things happen is because I care. I can always pack up and leave if I didn't care. Wouldn't be no such thing as a dog house. You move, I move. You move, I move. But what I'm saying to you, we care about the relationships, and a lot of times we have to how to disconnect in order to allow the relationship to move forward. Because, yes.
I'm sorry, here's a question. What would you say to a woman that's trying to change a man? What would you say to her, Sean?
Yes, Sean.
Nice clothes. Put on your nice outfit.
Put on your nice
Your
clothes.
perfume.
Your cologne.
No, it's a woman. It's a woman. Her perfume.
Cologne.
Yeah.
No, put on his cologne.
Oh,
No.
put on.
So you said, what do you say to a woman that's trying to change a man? I think the only thing you could really do to help her, I don't think a woman can change a man. I think the only thing you can do to brace them for change is to really let them know your intentions and give them time. My mom told me, man, in my years of being married, she always told me, you can't change nobody. It ain't no delegations on men and women. Nobody can change anybody. All you can do is really try to set a standard or tell them your wants out of them. And if they just can't provide that, then you got to be strong enough to say, this just ain't for me. I mean, but the thing is, what's tough, life is forever changing, and the thing is, you have some people, I've had times in my marriage where our lives have changed a lot, and it's caused a lot of little issues because we just wasn't used to things that was going on. But I think what you have to do to stay ahead of the game is to embrace the change and embrace the rough times, to know that we can grow from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I talk and I be playing all the time, but really that's like the thunderstorm. You know what I'm saying? What they say, trouble don't last always. You know what I'm saying? And after the storm is over, the sun gonna shine. So if you can make it through those moments with that person, man, y'all can almost conquer the world. If you can make it through some tough situations, because if you haven't been through anything with your spouse, and then when something finally comes, y'all both break because y'all just don't know how to make it through adversity. So it's like, you got to somewhat, and it's hard to do. It's easier to say than to do. You have to embrace change. But to answer the question, is really, I don't think, it's already hard enough for a man to try to change a woman. I don't think a woman could really change a man, honestly.
Okay. Anybody else going to comment on that?
If the man needs changing, why are you with him?
Yeah.
Because how you know it's the man that needs the change?
But on the other side of that, when say you want to get engaged and you want to get married, I know when I got engaged, I didn't know how to really be a husband. You know, so some change has to happen. You know what I'm saying? You can think you're ready to be a father, but you never really ready. You have to change into that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. You may have to change into a provider. You may have to change into a protector, whatever sees fit for your situation. But everybody's going to have to change at some point in time.
Is it changing or adjusting?
Well,
Big difference. Big difference.
kinda.
Big
Kinda.
difference.
I guess it depends just how you describe it, but.
What? No, I was asking.
What's the difference?
I'm going off of what I've heard because you know I'm single. My dad.
Let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
If your woman cheat on you, how do you adjust?
How do I adjust? Does she cheat on me? Put on my nice clothes. Listen, I live alone, so I argue with myself. I'm ready for the sharpness. But I guess you gotta. It is some depending on where y'all at. It can be room for adjusting. It can be. Some things do. I guess some things do have to change in that situation.
And I
or
only said that
circumstance.
because adjust just sounds like such a light word.
Oh, okay.
But for harsh situations, it ain't no adjusting. You got to make some changes.
True.
Because I think if the difference is adjustments, sometimes can come with more time. I think adjustments sound a little more lenient. Change is like
for
we
everything.
need that
Well,
to
yeah, that's
happen
why
soon.
that's
You know
why I
what
was
I'm saying?
asking. Words
But
like
that's
that.
just my analogy. I don't know what the exact definition of each is, but I just think adjustments just sound like, or I think adjustments of
quick
things
fix.
can be things that you foresee. Like, hey, we got this company, we need to make some adjustments. You know what I'm saying? But some things that you can't foresee that just happen and smack you in your face, you be like, we got to make some changes because this ain't, you know. So that's just how I see the difference between adjustment and change.
I got a situation. I'm changing the narrative, not adjusting it. What happens, men folk, if we be real, even if you're married or not, and you get put in the doghouse, and it's not where you want to be? What do you do for sex?
Please. This is me though. I get put in the doghouse a lot. Right. And I feel like I just pray, man. I just pray, Lord, just keep me while I'm in this basement or wherever I'm at. Just keep me, because I be that thing be playing my mind for real. You know what I'm saying? And I be trying to tell myself, Lord, I know this is just the devil talking to me. I said, I love my wife, and I can't even keep on listening to this thing. So I'll call my wife. Eventually, I'll either reach out to my wife or she'll reach out to me when she's ready.
Check this out.
So
But when you're ready, what do?
what do I do?
And ain't nothing happening. Now watch this here, because the part two of that, they still walking around the house looking good.
But I'm in the basement. I can't see.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the basement. I can't see. But when I come upstairs and I see it, I'll be like,
Damn.
oh, hey, man,
What do
you
you
looking
do?
good right there.
So I think the second half of that question is, see, I believe that infidelity, a lot of infidelity comes from that. The Bible say when you get married, your body is no longer yours. If there's a need, you have to see fit. So my thing is, a counter question to that is, if that was the case, and they like, no, we into it, you ain't getting nothing. If a man goes and cheats, is he just wrong, or is both parties just as wrong? Because my thing, I don't think women realize how much of a need it is. Like, man, I can only speak for myself. But when me and Sam, but when I'm without, My mind don't even think the same. I don't even move the same. I don't even think the same. And that's a dangerous place to be. So I'm like, just as much as I need to get that off of me, I need her to feel the same way. Like I can't have him out here like that, But it's like we living in a world of toxic stuff. So it's like, hey, it's been a lot of times where we into it. You still gonna give me that, you know what I'm saying? Not like forcefully, but hey, we can go ahead and do that. Then we can be mad at each other still afterwards. But I'm gonna need for this to go down today. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. It says, how do you recover your own ego or pride from infidelity?
How do you recover?
Go ahead, sir.
I think I've been in a situation before, but it's a lot of going to God, and for me, it's a lot of going to God because in the midst of the infidelity, you have a lot of thoughts, you have a lot of deception, you have a lot of these things that can hinder you in the process of getting to another relationship. But at that time and at that moment, when that time is heavy, I had to just give it all up and say, God, you got to control this. But because at this time, I have a heavy heart and I may do something wrong. But I don't want my future to be something where another spouse or somebody else takes away from me. But I want to have an open heart because I want to be married again. And that infidelity is not going to stop me, I don't want it to stop me from processing from a woman who is deserving of God, who has provided her to me. So it's a lot of going to God.
So just for clarity, you said you've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Were you the one who cheated, or your wife at the time or ex cheated?
Let's see. Well, we weren't married, so
Okay.
yeah. Me, when I was younger, we did what we did, but
But
in
in
the
life, what you're
marriage,
talking
yeah,
about,
in the marriage,
Was it you who cheated?
no,
Or
it was her. Yeah,
it was her.
yeah.
Okay, this is why that's important, right? The reason
Yeah.
why that question is important is because oftentimes we think the man is always the person who cheats. So when you said I've been in that situation, I wanted to make sure it was clear
Yeah.
that you're saying no. I was with someone who cheated on me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it had
Yeah.
based on what you said, you had to go to God a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just that aspect, because when you marry, like you say, the body is the temple, but now it becomes somebody else's. So you have to look at it like that. When you're going through trauma, when you're going through situations, things become like, all right, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? What can I get? What can I get? So, yeah.
Okay. I got another question. What are some of the reasons any of you cheated, especially if you went back to the person? Why not just work it out and not step out? I don't think nobody here cheated.
No, I've never cheated, but I don't think, man. I'm telling y'all, if y'all can live a day with the mind of a man, when you built up, I'm trying to tell you, it's heavy. Like it will have you thinking, I could just go do this. It ain't my fault. She shouldn't have did this anyway. And I'm telling you, it's a dangerous place to be. Like it's not, and it's so. I used to see. My father raised us, man, to not do anything like that. So I seen my father not do nothing like that. My brother's a great guy. He never cheated on a woman, nothing like that. And so I used to like look down on people who cheated.
Yeah.
Like, man, you messed up. You a cheater. I used to say that to my friends and all that. Until one day, like when I got married and all that, I see that the only thing that makes us indifferent is decisions. Our mind, listen, if a fine woman walked past this hallway right now, probably all of us is going to look at her,
Yep.
play some type of mode in your mind what you would do. Most men are the same. The only thing that makes us indifferent is decisions. Sometimes, but the decision is just not worth it. You got to replay everything in your mind of what can come because every decision has a consequence. But man, people that cheat and people that don't cheat, it could happen to anybody. If God, I tell man, listen, when I pray to God, I ask Him to keep me in the right rooms Because if you can just go to the wrong place at the wrong time with the
Yes.
right type of vulnerability,
Yes.
with the wrong
Yes.
situation in your marriage, it's going down, and it could just be just that fast. I mean, I can't count how many times I went out and had too many drinks, and I wake up like, man, I don't even remember getting home. It could easily happen, and
Yes.
why you in that mindset? You know what I'm saying? So it's a dangerous place to be when things ain't going good and you ain't getting it, and
Especially when, I agree with you, Sean, especially because it's in all of us. Scripture says that we are only tempted by the things that are in us already. And so that deposit has been placed in us. We got to understand that the main thing that when it has happened is the fact that the guilt that goes behind it. Even when you're trying to forget. And so you said the key thing, you got to go to God. I mean, I don't know if everybody believes in God or higher power. I do. And when I fall like that, he's the only one that can make it right because it plays over and over and over in your head. And it's not like it was this great. You have that moment and then, okay. Then it gets easier the more that you do it. I taught a lesson. Go ahead.
No, that's good. I think you're answering. One of the people made a comment. She said, "I've been a cheater, and it's hard to see my own value because of it. But that's not who I am. It's a mistake that I made."
It's just what you did.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that though, because she's really taking accountability for what she did. And it's probably just gonna take the right man to make her feel indifferent. But to me, it's a good thing that she recognizes that what she did was horrible. A lot of women will be like, well, he shouldn't have did this, or a lot of humans. I ain't gonna say women. People that get cheated on or people that cheat, they have all the excuses well, they shouldn't have did this, da da da. So it's refreshing to see somebody say that they know that they was wrong for what they did. Like, I mean, that just shows they got accountability.
Yes,
And
yes.
even what Sean said, like I remember my husband and we was with these other guys, and we were in Atlanta, and a girl walked by. Now she was bad. She walked by.
At Houston's?
Yeah. Go ahead.
That girl was so bad. That girl was all stop the house. I'm just saying.
So then I came back because I knew they seen her, right? So then I came back to the table and I was like, "You see that girl? She is nice. What? How did you respond?"
What girl? What girl? But it was obvious. So now watch this here. Sometimes your woman is brilliant. Come on, their intuition is there. They're gifted. They're anointed. And so if you give me a chance to say no to something that I seen you watch me go like this on, it's obvious that you know. So you're looking for some type of answer. For me to say, yeah, I seen her.
That was the truth, though.
But it was the truth, and you already would know that it was the truth. And so I can say that you waved a trap. Because every man's head in the business was looking
I
at
just
that.
feel like when you go looking for answers like that, I'm gonna give you just what you look for. So my wife asked me, "Did you see it?" Did I? Yes, I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, cause what is wrong about it? You asked, yeah, I seen her. She must have really be something for you to bring it to me. Like, but yeah, I ain't going out like that, Sam. I'm just telling you.
I already got in trouble once behind that.
This is what happened to me one day. We were sitting down watching TV, and the wife was like, "Oh man, did you see the dress on that girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was a nice dress." Oh man, I was in trouble. I ain't never doing that again. You hear me? So like now when she like, "Oh man, that girl look good," I'm like, "What girl? What
Yeah,
girl?"
man, you're gonna be in doghouses. But wait a minute, can I be?
Go ahead, be real.
There was a situation,
Go ahead.
and only a few people know about this. This is a man's show, and we was doing a modeling type of atmosphere. Now I was a professional model and had women in the background, and when we're doing swimwear, lingerie scenes, the men is putting oil on women. we ain't thinking about having none of that. So I was doing a training one time for a show that we did at. And so this one girl kept walking down. And so she walked down one day, it was this. So she came back the next day with like more like see-through. Titties was glowing. They was glowing. But I'm a professional, I really am. And so she wasn't getting it right. She kept making the same. Well, I said, go back and do that again. She doing that. Go back and do that again. So my wife said by that time, you know, they was flopping. So my wife come to me and said, did you see them titties? What would you say?
Did I?
See? What would you say? Devin, what would you say?
No. What titties?
What titties? So I tried to explain that intellectual, like, baby, this is nothing. She had her stuff covered. I've been in the back room where I'm putting oil on buttocks. I'm putting oil on everything. So to me, seeing the titties through a veil ain't seeing the titties. That almost got me divorced.
See, things gotta be set up from the beginning, though. My thing is, if you the same way from the beginning, so if I was the did I guy from the beginning, then you can't fault me for that in the end, because I'm not doing nothing. I'm just saying, yeah, I seen it, but I did. It was a time. See, women just pick when they want to be mad about things. Listen. My wife know I got a thing for Steve Harvey wife. You know, I think Steve Harvey got one of the finest women on the earth. And the thing, so I would make funny posts about her on Facebook and say Steve Harvey got him one and all. And one day she was just like, I think it's just messed up how you always want to talk about Steve Harvey wife. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't say nothing else about it. Then Halloween came. And we were just going to the cigar lounge. They was having a costume party. I don't get in Halloween, so I wasn't dressing up. So I didn't want to go. She like, I want to go because I got a costume, da-da-da. So I'm like, okay. So I get dressed. She get dressed. I come downstairs and see what she got on. I'm like, I thought you was wearing a costume. She like, you don't get it? I'm like, no. Like, what? I'm like, why you got that little cape thing on? She like, I'm Steve Harvey wife. I did this. And I'm just like, well, I thought you wasn't cool with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why am I supposed to think that you done went and dressed up with as the enemy? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, so I had to just tell her the whole night that she was finer than Steve Harvey wife, and that's how Halloween went. You know, but
You must have put on them nice clothes that night.
yeah, the next day put the nice clothes on.
But
Yeah,
check this out.
yeah.
Check this out. Now, this same woman who was asking me, did I see the titties? I'm at home minding my own business. So she's out on the road doing her thing. So I get this phone call. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. I said, what's up, babe? What's up? Man, I seen this dude, Negro, look just like Tyrese. She likes Tyrese. Tall, dark, thin, bald head maybe. And so she said, man, I seen this guy and I followed this dude. So I said, well, did you turn around when he went back the other way? Because that don't mean nothing to me. You see what I'm saying? Because she like tall, dark, and thin. Y'all look at me, I ain't none of those. Especially.
That what he's talking about is not true. But
What did you mean?
Let me say this.
Okay.
Because I was saying, I was joking, right? So I don't mind him. You know, we compliment women. I will compliment a woman. So I don't mind him saying, like, yeah, I seen the titties. So when he act like he didn't see the titties, it made me think he was lusting after the titties. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, because that was a complete lie.
Well, I understand you now. But if I took the position as my other brother, you know, I think that would have been the safe way to play it. Yeah. You know, knowing that she walked down, and if you could see him, the kids could see him, and I could see him, and everybody. So I thought that was kind of like a trap question. Yeah, it was a trap question.
It's like sometimes you don't want to rock that boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you are accustomed to what your significant other will say or will do, you're not trying to step over that line.
I think it depends on what type of woman you got too,
When
though.
was this meeting, too?
Because I remember this one girl that I was with, I would send her a picture of a woman in an outfit like, hey, I like this. And her response would be, well, if that's what you like, why don't you go get her? Da 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 da. Now that's one thing I love about my wife. I could send my wife something like I think you look good, and she don't take it no way, and she'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be, if you get a woman that's submissive, you know what I'm saying, in the right ways, then things like that won't go that way. But if you got a woman that has low self-esteem and not feeling the greatest about herself, she gonna resort to that all the time. I mean, cause my thing is, I'd have been like, yeah, I seen the titties, but you got some titties too. So you know what I'm saying. So what's the big deal, But you was putting oil all on. You said
Not on them titties.
Oh.
No, not on them
okay.
titties. I'm saying that come
Okay.
from that background when you're
Okay.
doing a show.
Okay.
Everybody's in there.
You were just
dressing-
telling her to walk back and forth.
right?
Got
You
you.
know,
While she was oiled up.
No, she wasn't oiled up. She didn't.
Oh.
Are you sure she wasn't oiled up, or are you just
No,
saying she
just
wasn't oiled
had
up?
combo.
Okay.
And so I was trying to get her educationally wise to understand.
That's
those
how the
are not-
modeling stuff goes.
I've been a model and I put oil on bare titties and like, okay, get out there. Next one, you ain't thinking about that.
You ain't?
No,
Oh.
you don't. You can't, man. 'cause you
I
out
don't
there
need to
with
be a
bungee
model
cord
then.
on. You
Why
can't go
God
out
made
there-
me a big guy, so I can't be a
you
model
can't-
then.
You
They
can't,
big models.
You can't go out on the road with a bungee cord. You can't do that. So it has to be like it's a part of the show. You just moving. And plus, I was one. You couldn't date your own models anyway and stuff like that. That was uncalled for. Yeah, it's part of the show, man. You can't go out there wagging the pee because you out there then lusting behind scenes.
Good answer.
You just can't.
Do they hire people just for the oil?
No, that's
Oh.
people in the show. That's just people in the show. You can't get this bra on. You ain't fitting the bra snap. Then flop over. That's it. Just goes on, man. That's years of that. Yeah, we gonna. It's time because I gonna have to get on some new clothes. Get on my best jewelry.
That's what we should have titled it. New clothes, new jury.
What you got? What's up?
Okay. The next question. Oh, did I miss it? What is one of the greatest challenges of being a man?
Trying to get it right.
He said, I love being in conversations.
Trying to get it right.
Trying to get it right?
Trying to get it right.
Man, I think one of the greatest challenges is knowing that you're right, but being okay with being considered wrong for the greater good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because like I was gonna say earlier when we was talking about being in the doghouse, it's a lot of times that you ain't even in the doghouse and your spouse will do something, and because you ain't cool with her quick enough, now you in the doghouse because you just ain't want to be cool after she did what she did. It's a lot of times you in it and you ain't even do nothing. They could just have a bad day at work and come home and a pillow could be wrong. What? See, you just can't do nothing. And that, hey man, then you just scurry to the doghouse to put on your clothes and say, man, I'm telling you, sometimes you just take that. Like, 'cause sometimes when you got a lot going on, man, like I know me, I gotta be around good energy for everything to flow right for me during the week. I already, my work is stressful. I deal with a lot of people and all that. So it'd be like, your home, I had to tell my wife this before, home gotta be, my whole world is chaos. So if I come home and the house is all cluttered and the dog done pooped somewhere, every stuff out of place, the closets, the clothes, then my world is nonstop chaos. Like I need my home to be the safe space. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like if I'm real, got a lot of stuff going on, sometimes I just clean up my closet, straighten it up. Doing something like that and making a problem not a problem helps me out. But when you gotta come home to chaos, put on your clothes, put the jewelry on, and get out the house for a minute, because that's, man, to have a long day at work and come home to chaos and come home to just an irritable situation, that's like never ending hell for real.
I have a question to the men, not coming off of there. as lately, I've been finding myself trying to explain actions because I'm thinking or I'm sensing that I'm being taken out of content. Is that going on with anybody other than me? Could you explain you?
I just feel like, to me, it's like anything I do, I feel like I gotta explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Devin, why did you do this? Devin, why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? And because of that, it's like sometimes it's frustrating. I'd be really frustrated, but like I feel like sometimes, and it be time when I be asked something and I'm be like, why you asking me this? You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me this. Because if you would have done that, I wouldn't have asked you why you do it. You see what I'm saying? So most of the time, I just kind of be like, so I'd be like, look, you handle everything. I just sit back and chill, and you just do what you do. I ain't got nothing to do with whatever goes on in here. So now I'm a bad person because now I don't want to be the man that I'm supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like if I'm doing good, then I'm wrong, and if I'm doing bad, then I'm wrong. So I just sit back and be quiet. So that's just
And take
what I
it.
do. Yeah.
And I mean, for real, I don't think that's fair, right?
Can you say that loud?
Yeah.
Say it loud.
Give her a mic. Pass that mic back to her.
I don't need the mic.
We can hear that.
No, seriously, I don't think it's fair, right? I don't think it's fair for you to have to explain, right? And so you got to go back to what's going on with us in our relationship that I'm even in a position where I feel like I have to explain, right? And then you have to see, okay, now you got to self-assess. Does this need explanation? You know, what's really going on? So I definitely don't think it's fair because I get a lot of people that come to me who think either he's going to be happy or I'm going to be happy. And that is not fair. Like, both people should be happy in the mirrors, which leads me to this question. Do you think just because someone said I do, they should stay even at the expense of their own mental health or happiness?
It's expected from us. It's a double standard.
Say it again.
It's expected from men, but not from women.
Okay. Is it expected for men to stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's the same for women unless you do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I think the narrative is, like I said, I know a lot of married guys, and it's always, no matter what has happened, it's always, man, that's your wife. You need to work it out. You signed up for better or worse. But when we do something, it's, baby, you don't deserve that. That ain't the one for you and all this and that. And that's just the majority. I ain't going to say everybody like that. But from what I've seen, that's just how it is. The man is expected to stay and the woman is expected to be worth more. And they should go and find who supposed to, you know.
Right.
But that's just my take.
Here's a comment. He says, I think because we are, as everyone says, providers and protectors, leaders by nature, if and when we do miss the mark, having a safe space to be in while we try to get it together or get it right, that's tough. That's tough sometimes. So, and then a person asks a question. After a hard day at work, how do you want to be greeted?
Whoa! Give him the mic.
Hey, don't hold back.
After a hard day of work, I want to walk to the door. And when I come through the door, my wife's supposed to be either ready, jumping on me, hugging on me, kissing me. Man, she can sink her tongue in my throat, for real. That's how I want to be greeted. I'll come home sometime, and it be. Sometimes she be like that, you know what I'm saying, like jumping on me. But like I just feel like that's just how I want to be. Like when she come home, I'll be so excited to see her. I'll be like ready to run to the door, but I'll just sit down. I don't get the same treatment, you know what I'm saying? So I just sit down and wait. Yeah. Cause she always says She always says she needs some time to what you call it, to wind down, what y'all call it, debriefing or whatever. And I'm like, or whatever, decompress, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, when I come home, because I be at work for 12-hour days, you know what I'm saying? So when I come home, I'll be excited to see my wife. Or sometimes I'll be at work and just can't wait to get home to see my wife. And when I get home and my wife don't meet me at the door, I'll be like, you know what? This is what I come home to.
Man, you know what? I think, man, single dudes get treated real good. When y'all just in the talking phase, them be the woman talking about I laid my man clothes out and had a shower started for him, pour his favorite drink and all that. It's like when you get married, man. I think that's where the work got to go to keep it like that. Cause I'm telling you, I be seeing a lot of dudes, man, that's just getting that king treatment. And then you come home and your lady on the couch with the bonnet on and the big moo. You know what I'm saying? But them single dudes, they coming in the house, they lady got on lingerie, just sipping on wine with their leg up waiting. You know, but I say it only happen in the movies, man. It don't happen like that for us all the time. But one thing my wife always told me was if you want something, just ask. You know, but I think as the nature of man, like I told my response to that when she said that, I shouldn't feel like I should have to ask. You know, but there's got to be a compromise somewhere because now we not getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think you just got to listen to your spouse, man. If they make a point, so like what you just said here tonight on this, I'm sure probably your wife will see this. Sometimes you just got to listen and just do it one day, you know. So I mean, hopefully that happens. But some people don't like to be told what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like my wife, she work a stressful job. So it'd be like, you know, you be thinking in your mind how you want them to come home, but you can't expect. Maybe they had a long day. So, but in a perfect world, yeah, man, want to be greeted to their wife looking nice, smelling nice, and ready for whatever, you know. But that just ain't the case most of the time.
Yeah, what you're saying, Sean, I agree. Not too many men will reject that. I come home. And my woman there with what I like on or whatever, or the possibilities, ain't too many men turning that down. I don't know no brothers that I know turning that down. You know, you meet me at the door and you kissing me. Now I know if I've been running my mouth. Okay, wait a minute, babe, let me get some Listerine in it, you know, so that I ain't getting no taste back. But I don't know too many men after a hard day's work, whatever they do, business, working factories, whatever, come home and their woman's at the door. Oh man, it's on.
I don't know too many women that's waiting at the door though.
But yeah, that's true too.
Well, I asked my husband to go to the hotel, and guess what he said? I ain't going to no hotel.
Well,
It was hotel time. What do you mean?
Wait a minute. Now there was a whole 2 or 3 chapters missing from that right there. Now be real with that. Now don't be talking about because I know I like the hot tub and shoot, man. Every time I ain't going to a hotel unless they don't have a hot tub.
Yeah.
I guess I'm one of the few. For me in general, what will have me, I guess you can say, engaging more with the spouse is I want to come home to a clean house. I want to come home to a clean house. I want to come home to music playing in the background. Right? For me, it's calming. It eases my mind because I do so much throughout the week when it comes to making sure the house is clean, making sure the kids is good, making sure whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. Just to walk in the house, to know that the house is clean, fresh, good to go. Like, you can get anything you want after that.
Yeah.
You can get anything you want after that. But the mindset for me has to be that. Because if I walk in and it's dirty, I'm like, hold the hell on. I've been at work all day. I've been at work all what the kids been doing. Hold on, wait, what happened? So the mindset, it triggers me to be like, okay, well, you know, if A, B, and C is done, or I may compromise. Okay, if you do this, then I can get this done. Then maybe we could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a compromise. But
wait. You saying if the house is clean and all that, then we can talk about sex?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. I just want to get clarity because the gentleman was saying that I want my woman to be at the door, but they ain't doing it.
Nah.
And you like, no, I just want my house clean.
So-
Nobody said dinner.
But see, in that, there's a whole lot in what he's saying because all of it is in ludus or a flirtation. Flirtation shows up in a lot of areas. If the dinner is cooked and the plate is made, I mean, baby, you just hit my heart. See, that's flirtation. You know, most times to make it simple, just having the woman meet you, you know, at your door, have your wife meet you at your door. Okay, that's flirtation. So flirtation or ludus shows up in many forms. That just has to be one of his forms. But he says the question is that she's actually done something in preparation
Right.
for her man
Right.
coming home.
Right.
She took an effort. That's dynamic. That's important.
Especially because that's something, man, we got to do. We got to prep for the bills. We got to prep for, you got to prep for a lot of things. We got to prep for the attitude, you know what I'm saying? So I think what he's saying, I think that the word is initiative.
Yeah.
To see they took the initiative. And it ain't even got to be about sex.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I come in the house and I see you just looking good with something on and I know it was for me, that's enough.
That's enough.
Because, I mean, honestly, the sex come with it. You going to get that, you know what I'm saying? But you also going to get that if they just got on that bonnet and that moo-moo, too. So that's why I'm saying it's the initiative to be like, I know you were going to see this. You know what I'm saying? But on the other side, I mean, I get it, man. When both spouses work, it's some days it's just hard. And I think the thing is, your expectations just got to be set up a certain way because you could really be excited for something and you don't know how they day went and they just might not be in the mood. And I'm the type of person, I don't like nothing forced and I don't like to ask for nothing. So if I got to ask you to wear the lingerie, it don't mean much now that you wore it tonight because I asked you. So it'd be like, I think I just be sitting there just hoping. Like, boy, this would be nice if I came home, you know what I'm saying? And but a lot of time it don't happen. That's why she like just asks. But I just think it take away from the excitement, you know what I'm saying?
But that's why in relationships it's very important for y'all to study one another. This is where we talk about that love language. Because again, you shouldn't have to ask. Because it does take away, you know, the spontaneity out of it, you know. And so, but they did say, out of all the responses, nobody said dinner. Y'all really care about that?
Not necessarily. If I eat after a hard day of work, you trying to put me to sleep.
You want to come home and eat. After a hard day of work, you want to come home and eat. I mean, I'm happy with my wife. Like, I get home and she have dinner ready, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I would love for her to just greet me at the door. Just give me a kiss in the mouth or something. You know what I'm saying? Just say, babe, I'm so happy you're home. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Yeah. And I'm sure there's, like, things that she wants for me to do. You know what I'm saying? That she already mentioned a couple of things that she wants for me to do. And I'll be so tired sometimes I don't even be doing it. So, you know.
But I think dinner is just like, I guess that's more expected though. I mean, ain't, you know, nobody should really be asking for dinner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we grown. If she ain't cook, I know I'm gonna eat one way or another. So it ain't, you know. I mean, that's one of the pick your battle thing. I mean, if it ain't no dinner ready, all right, we getting on DoorDash or I cook myself. But I think but if you ask a man if you want that lingerie and that kiss at the door or dinner, he gonna be like, I can go to Wendy's when all this is done. You know, it ain't, you know. But Wendy's ain't got no lingerie up in there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's something. But, see, because I think once women realize that we can only get those things from them, I think they will really tap into even wanting to be that. Like, once, I remember one night, I just couldn't sleep, and I woke my wife up, and I just told her, I need you. And the next morning, she told me, like, that did something to me, to know that you needed that from me. You know, once a woman realized that I can't get it from nobody else. So it's like whether we mad or not, I think that's when they start to like really tapping into it. Like, that's my role. You know, that's one of my things that I do for this marriage is you know what I'm saying? And I think once that's important, it's really important for real. And I think some women just overlook that, but that type of stuff, you know, that'll keep it going for real.
Okay, go ahead. But the time is currently 8:35. But go ahead. He has a question.
Okay, I got one question. What do you do when you tell your wife you need her, and she said, "Look, I'm tired. Go to sleep."
Put on your good clothes, your good cologne, a piece of jewelry you don't normally wear, and tell her you going out.
I'm gonna bring it back to her. Hold on, wait a minute. You said last night what? All right, hold on. Now you owe me twice. Now you owe me twice.
Going out like that. Don't put on the clothes.
Yeah, I kind of like it now. Because I got some clothes I ain't wore. They still in the wrapper.
Listen, that special tote. See, hear that tote pop, pop. Where he about to go?
Man, do not let Sean get y'all in trouble. Please do not let him get y'all in trouble.
Because I got some stuff that's pre-armed. I ain't going to take me long. It's just like, hey,
Oh my God.
some slide on, slip on, and I'm gone.
Look, somebody's wife said right. Don't let Sean have y'all over there in the garage. They like, we can
Hey,
stay
look,
over
we
there.
all gonna be out there dressed nice. Cologne, it's all different flavors of cologne in the garage. We gonna be.
Hey, we going to bring our mics. They might think we are singing. Bring our
I
mics.
see a whole bunch of men.
It's
come
gonna be a
out in
man's
suits.
fashion show.
They said doghouse behavior.
Oh man.
See, Sean got them like, hey, we about to turn this thing around. Yeah, let them say something about the doghouse.
brother.
Put on
Turn
your
up.
nice clothes.
Put on your nice clothes. Get up out of there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
All right. So, any last minute comments? This was good. We just good conversation. Good. But in the midst of all this, she said Sean is bad. He said, but she will wake up though.
That's what I'm talking about, boy.
He like whatever he doing is working for his house. Now, I'm just saying. Let me make sure I make that clear. It's working for his house. Hey, Sean, you gotta say, do not do this at home.
At your own risk. At your own risk.
That's your shirt for next week. At your own risk. I got you, bro.
Or put on. I need to trademark that. Put on your nice clothes. And that's it.
Somebody said, he said, depending on how the doghouse is, how the doghouse is made, might be comfortable there. Shoot.
Mine's is heated. There's a pool table out there. There's couches, a bar. It's very comfortable.
He better have all these men. They gonna go home starting stuff just so they can get the Sean garage.
Sean, I got my good clothes on.
You gonna start an argument and get in the shower?
That I bought years
Listen,
ago.
don't think about it too hard. But I put my good clothes on tonight. I'm going somewhere when I leave here. You know. But no, I did have plans though. I had plans. It ain't nothing like that.
They like, wait on me, Sean.
Right.
I only live around the corner.
Somebody said, tell Devin, don't do it.
Wonder who that is.
I ain't going nowhere. I'll be home.
Right.
Look. You tell that person to meet me at the door when I come home.
Meet him at the door.
I sure hope that was your wife that said that comment. Buddy.
Oh, God. Put yourself out there.
Oh my God. All right, y'all. So she said very interesting hearing the guy's viewpoint on relationships. She said, tell him I'm at the door already.
Well, there you go.
She said somebody said a couple of us sitting out there playing cards, shaking our heads for real. Oh man. So listen, let me say this. No, go ahead. Let me say this. In all the laughter and all of that, we recognize, I don't want to take away from the weight that men carry. You know, and wives, those of you who are listening, I mean, seriously, really understand the weight that your husband, your spouse, your significant other may be carrying. And as much as it has to do with you, try not to be a part of that weight. And so we're laughing, we're joking. I want the men that are watching to know that you definitely deserve peace and happiness and love and all of that stuff. And we know and recognize that it's not an even playing field. Because like Sean said, some of the things that men do or that women do, if men do it, it would be looked at, real crazy. But I just want the men to know that this is why we created this space. Because laughter is good like medicine. Right? And so even in the midst of the hurt, in the midst of, pain and all of that stuff, just getting in the place with other men and knowing that you're not alone and having an opportunity to laugh. So I just want to thank these gentlemen for showing up and being transparent, sharing their lives. Can y'all give yourselves a round of applause?
Yes.
Absolutely. She said the majority of the time it's hard to get men to share. Yeah, absolutely. This was such an amazing conversation. I know Sean personally also, and he's such a stand-up guy who walks in his power. I admire that about him. Absolutely.
Have people thinking I paid whoever.
I know. I think he paid him.
Did you cut a check or was that cash?
Yeah. I think he paid her. No, I thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. And we're coming on. They'll be back next week, Thursday. And if you are a man that's watching, you are free to be a part of the studio audience, so you're free to come in. We are at 5726 Southwick Boulevard, and it's by the new Amazon. Yes, as a single mom, I definitely took him. Definitely took this in for motherhood purposes. Absolutely. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for your comments, your feedback, and all of that stuff. And thank you guys. All right? We'll see you next week.